This is Patrick. Here is my audience. Oh, jeez. Gravity is a very abundant force within our universe. There exist many areas in our universe that contains so much mass that is so tightly packed together that not even light can escape it. These areas are massive objects known as black holes. Albert Einstein first predicted black holes in 1916 from his theory of general relativity. In 1967, John Wheeler first coined the term black hole. But according to the article, the very first black hole ever discovered, in 1971, Charles Bolton first observed Cygnus X1, which he first believed just to be another star, except later it was proven to be a black hole. Black holes are characterized based off of three main characteristics: how much mass they have, the spin of their rotation, and their electrical charge. But mainly they're classified on how much mass they have into four main types of black holes: primordial, stellar, intermediate, and supermassive. Primordial black holes are only theoretical objects that may have contained less mass than our sun and may have formed through the gravitational collapse of high-density regions during the Big Bang. The next size up from a primordial black hole is a stellar black hole. A stellar black hole normally contains the mass about 4 to 15 solar masses and normally are formed through the collapse of a star's core. This can only occur because the gravitational force dominates over the force of fusion within the star. These black holes are relatively small, but incredibly dense, and they feed off the mass of their surroundings, allowing them to grow into bigger black holes. According to Nola Red in 2014, astronomers observed a black hole in the arm of a spiral galaxy, which was too big to be a stellar black hole, but yet too small to be a supermassive black hole, so they just called it an intermediate black hole. There's not much known about these except that they contain about 36,000 to 316,000 solar masses. Which leads me to supermassive black holes. Supermassive black holes are the largest of all black holes. They are normally millions or sometimes billions of times more massive than our sun, and they normally lie at the center of galaxies. Scientists are uncertain on how these black holes have formed, but there are four main theories on how they formed. Hundreds of smaller black holes merging, large clusters of gas collapsing, large stellar clusters falling in on itself, and hypothetically a large cluster of dark matter. But the last possibility is only hypothetical. According to the Black Holes BBC documentary, the event horizon is the outside edge of a black hole. We are unable to see into the event horizon because the escape velocity exceeds the speed of light, and we are only able to see the event horizon due to the refracting of light from around the outside edges. And this is only possible because the gravity around the event horizon is so strong that it can bend light through space-time. It's also strong enough that the time slows down the closer you get to the edge. Since we are unable to see into the black hole, scientists have called this region the singularity. The singularity is a single one-dimensional point where all the mass of the black hole is concentrated. The singularity is infinitely small, infinitely dense, and it contains infinite gravity and can infinitely curve space-time. Now that you know the beginnings of black holes and their characteristics and properties, let's talk about how they can benefit society. From Carrie Masters, the number one way that they can benefit society is through the search of knowledge. Humans have always been curious about the unknowns, and well, black holes are definitely an unknown. The second way that they can benefit society is that they might be a fundamental property to allow us to properly understand gravity. And properly understanding gravity might allow us to have better technology. For example, making corrections to Einstein's general relativity, and we add those corrections into GPSs, which can make them more accurate overall. In conclusion, black holes is a mystery, but it's very fundamental to our universe. And maybe learning more about them might increase technology, might jump us into a more technologically advanced stage, and possibly interstellar travel. Thank you. And now, to show that my audience didn't run off,
Here they are.